Hello, my friend. Are you happy with where you're at in your life? What you've created in your life? How you're living your life? Okay, I can already feel a lot of stuff coming up and people shouting, no, I'm not happy with what I've created in my life or how I'm living my life. Whether it's a financial situation, health, relationships. But I want to ask you, what if, just imagine this, you allowed yourself, for this moment at least, to feel good about where you're at in your life, what you've created in your life, meaning your health, your financial situation. Again, I can feel a lot of resistance coming up to this. And the resistance is this is a belief. And this is what we're taught in this society, this 3D consciousness, which is all about lack and limitation. What's coming up is that if I feel happy or at peace or even satisfied with where I'm at in my life and what I've created with my life, then I'll settle. That's what that 3D consciousness of lack and limitation and restriction wants you to believe. But let's take a look at this energetically. When you are not happy with your life, or at least at peace with it, or at ease with it, you create that energy within yourself, saying, you might use words, phrases such as, I hate my life. I can't stand what I've created. Or it causes you to look at somebody else's life and compare yourself to that. Energetically, you are creating within yourself and you're creating your life from a place of lack, not good enough, feeling inferior, insecure. When you're not happy with your life, you compare yourself to others, you are in a lack energy. And you're creating that. Everything that you are creating is within you and that radiates out from you. What radiates from you, the energy, which is vibration and frequency, which radiates from you, is what others align with, whether it's people, places, experiences, events. That's what is aligning with you. So what is within you is being created. You're radiating that out. And you're attracting those people, places, experiences, circumstances, events to you in that way. And it's all because you're unhappy with your life. You're comparing yourself to others. You find lack within yourself for what you've created. And it's based upon the belief that if I feel good about what I've created in my life, then I'm going to settle. But that is not a divine truth whatsoever. There you go. Take a deep breath in. Let that go. There's some lightness there. What if you felt good about your life, whether it's your health, your financial situation, even if you're facing the end of the month and you don't feel like you have rent for money or mortgage? For this moment, just feel good about what you've created in your life. Give yourself permission. Just take a deep breath in. Let it go. Relax. And give yourself permission to feel good about yourself. You can take back all the other stuff in a moment. I can feel your ego mind resisting this. You can take back all the lack and comparison in a moment if you want. But for now, we're going to ask your ego mind to just chill out and relax. And give yourself permission to feel good. Give yourself permission to know and trust that it is possible for things to become more congruent and aligned with your heart's desires. If you would like to experience more peace in your life, that's possible. If you would like to feel better about yourself, that's possible. If you would like to have more adventure in your life, that's possible. There you go. And just put your attention on your heart and notice how when you relax, you feel more at ease, your heart relaxes. And from this place, you can take a look at your life and say, okay, well, this is what I've created so far. What I want to have in my life, what I desire, what I would like to move forward to is to ask for a raise at work, get another job, start a business, travel, retire, write a book, do some public speaking, get into a relationship, get married, become single, get a dog, whatever it is for you. Just know that's possible. Know this is where you're at right in this moment. You know where you're at. You know what your health is like, what your financial situation is like, what your relationship status is like. And now listen to your heart and your heart's desires and give yourself permission to move forward from that. Even take it a step further and have gratitude for what you do have in your life. Even if it's not much. If you have food, if you have shelter, when you've got the basics covered, if you are listening to this, chances are you have the basics covered. You can start having gratitude for that. Gratitude is an energy. When you allow yourself to feel gratitude and have gratitude, you're creating that energy within you. Even if you don't really feel it, you are creating that energy within you that radiates out from you. And gratitude is a beautiful, powerful energy to create from. When you start having gratitude, even if it's for the most basic things, I've got shoes I can put on so I can go walk outside. I can look outside and see the grass growing. You know, I saw the full moon last night. The sun is shining today. When you feel gratitude and you focus on gratitude, you are creating a very powerful energy to create your desires from. So what if you gave yourself permission? Just take a deep breath in. Let go of comparing yourself to others. Just let go of that. Look around at your life and say, you know what? I've created this. And from this place, I can move forward and create my heart's desires. That might mean asking yourself what you really want and desire. To give you an example, when a pilot flies a plane, they know where they're going. They have a destination in mind, but they also know where they're starting from. They put the coordinates in of where they're starting from and where they're going. So they know where they're starting, where they're going, their destination. That's like a vision. That's your heart's desires, what you want to move forward to. But they also have to know where they're starting, because if they didn't know where they were starting from, they wouldn't be able to put the coordinates in. And the coordinates are their destination or their vision. Do you know when that plane flies? Once the coordinates are put in that plane, it can fly itself. It's off course 97% of the time. Wind, it goes off course. 97% of the time, it's off course. But because the pilot put the coordinates in of where it was starting and where it was finishing up, the vision, the destination, yes, it was off course many times, but it reached its destination. You can do the same thing. That's an analogy for your life. Know where you're starting from, and then know where you want to head to, your vision, your desires. And yes, you will be off course, and that's okay, because you still have that desire, your heart's desire of where you're moving towards. And start with letting go of comparison. Comparing yourself to others is like a killer of dreams. When you compare yourself to somebody else, you will either find yourself lacking, not good enough, that comes from a place of insecurity, or you would find yourself better than somebody else. That still comes from insecurity, and it ensures you cannot experience authentic connection. So let go of comparison. And allow yourself to breathe and feel good where you're at right now, what you've created in your life. And then give yourself permission to recognize and acknowledge your heart's desires and let yourself move forward to that. There you go, my friend. Namaste.